What's up, nerds? Harbinger here. It's been a while for a flip video, but hey, no time like the present to start again. I guess we're going to start with the daily meme. I was really trying to work in the "You Are Dead" meme in honor of Paul. Not that Paul, but one of my other students has requested it. Couldn't segue into a nice meme that way, so instead I spent far too long looking for a dumb meme for this video. They're all either ridiculously funny and inappropriate, or not funny at all. So instead I went with something that was perfect for you guys. That'd be that. Won't help you study, but lets the cool kids copy his homework. Boo! Got the hat and everything. Something about this person reminds me of some of you? I don't know, maybe it's like the group messages or whatever of all the homework solutions. My thanks to everybody that helps me grade. You know, when I get the same exact things from some people, I can think to myself, gee, I've graded this one already. I'll just go look at this other one's paper. So thanks for that. Heads up, you will fail. So let's do the last major unit for the year. That is inheritance. So you may or may not know already that programmers, we don't call ourselves lazy, we call ourselves efficient. Right? I don't want a whole lot of code repetition. My hope is that when some of you guys did breakout, you did things like, you know, you had like a brick class, and you had like a platform class, and you had a ball class, and you had like a super brick class, and you might have realized that there were some commonalities. So in common, they had things like an X position and a Y position, and they had a width, and they had a height. All of them have these things. Even the ball, right, has a width and a height. Even that's just the diameter and the diameter. They can match, that's okay. And then there's some differences. You know, they all have color, but maybe you notice that the ball moves. So different ball moves. Maybe you notice that the super bricks have like a diamond on them and they do something else. So super bricks, I'm lazy that way, sorry, efficient, have bonus feature. That's not that bad. And let's see, the platform only moves left and right. So there's that one, left, right, move for platform. So a lot of you who wrote classes for it really emphasized the X position, the Y position for all of them, the width, the height, the color, and you had to write it over and over and over and over. If only there was a better way where you could house all of the common code in the same spot. So that's what we're going to do today. Inheritance, I say it establishes a hierarchy. I think it's my notes here. Hierarchy of class relationships. Spell that correctly? All right. In which nope, there we go, alities are exploited. So I want to make use of, gee, these guys have the same things over and over and over and over and over. I should only write it once and then access it after that. That's cool. So common, better, qualities, and actions. So in each base class. So what they have in common is kind of what ties them together with inheritance. It's the differences that make each class special. Oh, it's like a metaphor, but you know, why don't you think about in the next 10 seconds what makes you special? All right, and we're back. Kidding, you're not special. Let's keep moving. So, ow. And burn through YouTube. Use extends to implement. So you need the keyword extends. Needs keyword. I can't wait for the comments on that one. Needs keyword extends. Needs to type better. How about that? I'll burn myself. So I need the keyword extends. So I'm going to give you an example of inheritance code, and you're going to marvel at its awesomeness. And I'm going to show you some things about it that might come in handy. So public class fighter. I'm going to go not Dungeons and Dragons. That would be copyright infringement. This is adventure RPG. Yeah, what's up now? So they have some private instance variables. They have like a private int health points, private int attack power, and they have like a private, I guess they have a name, right? Private string name, And fighters probably have like a private weapon W. That works. And I'm a good programmer, kind of. So I'll have, I can't type to save my life, but whatever. Not a pointer. Come on, there we go. I gotta fill in my instance fields. So a generic fighter is gonna have like I don't know, 100 HP, whatever. It's not D&D, so I don't have to abide by your rules. How you like that? Attack power is like 20. No clue. Name equals Sir Knight. There's a joke in there. My son's gonna love that. And weapon equals new sword. I don't know. Weapon. Sure. It needs a name. Ouchbringer. And it's gonna do like 15 damage. So hey, there's that. So that's my default constructor. And wait, Harbinger, I have to put super in here when I do the Eclipse stuff. We're getting to that. Hold your horses. I know that's exciting, but public, I'm gonna have another constructor because I'm good like that. Int H, int A, string N, weapon underscore W, question mark. Could just be W, doesn't really matter. But let's see, HP equals H. So far so good. And I should really name things with shorter names. One of those. Name equals N, sure, and W equals underscore W. Gorgeous. So I'm going to do what you can't do, and that's, so I'll put that nicely, accessors, mutators, toString are present but not defined here. So I have get attack power, I have get name, I have set name, I have set weapon, all that kind of stuff. But for now, I kind of like it how it is. So he's going to need, or she's going to need, a method too, right? So public void, vopid, void, attack, and I'm going to attack another fighter because I want to make them fight. So when this fighter attacks the F fighter, I want the F fighter to take some damage. So let's assume that there's a damage method. Take damage method present but not shown. Alright, so I'm going to take damage equivalent to the weapon's damage plus their attack power, right? A stronger person is going to do more damage. A more damaging weapon is going to do more damage. So we got to include both of those. So W dot get damage. I'm going to ask of the weapon how much damage it does. So in Ouchbringer's case, it does 15. But I also care how much the person's doing. So this dot get attack power. I can say that one. Those of you right now that are saying, wait, that's inefficient. You could do something better than that. Yeah, you're right. I could just do straight up attack power. Right, this dot get attack power, I'm still within my class, which means I could just use the actual variables. But here I'm going to be nice and say, hey, you're going to take damage equivalent to W's damage plus my attack power. You know, if I really wanted to be a jerk, this dot get weapon dot get damage works too, but whatever. So, end of class. Now maybe I want to make a paladin class too, right? Now a paladin is like a fighter, but they've got some like formalized religious or philosophical structure associated with them. I'm trying to say this generally and make it really nice. So what I could do is I could have attack power and a health power and a name and weapons and other stuff too. And I can make it all over again, but I don't want to. Public class paladin, capital P. Better than that. Extends fighter. Now you've kind of seen this before, right? With like interfaces, we did something here. You know, we did implements, and then you were kind of bound to doing those methods. This one doesn't bind you to do anything. You don't have to do fighter stuff. You're just now a kind of fighter, and that works. And unlike interfaces you can extend as many as you want. If you remember the lab, we did implements noisy, comma, athletic for kindergartners. Here, you can only extend one other class. That's the limit. So you got to make sure that your code is structured well, because you can't extend multiple things directly. You know, you can extend fighter and fighter can extend something else. That works. You know, up here, like if fighter extended something, down here you extended fighter, you're kind of indirectly inheriting from the super duper class. But for now, paladin is a subclass, fighter's a superclass. No, the technical term is not super duper class, but superclass is. So, paladins, I'm going to only define what they have that's brand new to the class. Because right now, paladins already have 4 variables. Paladins have hit points, or health points, whatever they are, attack power, name, weapon, W, so that's good. I'm going to give them a 5th variable. Private string cause, instead of like religion or philosophy or something like that. You know, maybe they don't fight for a certain church. Maybe they fight for a certain philosophy. Maybe they fight for just like a cause in general. This is a public school teacher being really cautious about exactly what I'm putting down. Of course, I have no problem arming my people with weapons, but whatever. Private int heal power. Almost. There we go. So on a quiz, you might be asked something like, how many variables does the paladin class have access to? Well, they've got 4 from fighter and then 2 more. They have 6. Well, time to make me a paladin. Public paladin. I'm going to make a default paladin. I'm actually going to make 3 constructors for paladin. So this, which you've seen forever in Eclipse, says, hey, go up and call the superclasses constructor and do that. So paladins go up here, and paladins, that's the default constructor for fighter, so paladins automatically have these qualities. Like a default paladin has 100 health points, they have 20 attack power, their name is Surprise, and they've got a weapon that's named Ouchbringer that does 15. And then they do other stuff. So cause is, I don't know, raising money for sick kids. Sure. March of Dimes, I'm trying to think. Raising money, March of Silver Pieces. I'm not mocking March of Dimes, they do great work. It's just funny in a D&D context. Raising money for sick kids, always a good cause, and I'm happy to have my paladin help out here however they can. Heal power equals, I don't know about you, I'm feeling 22. So Taylor Swift is now a paladin. This is structured correctly. A paladin has access to the superclass. The superclass's constructor, and then they've got 2 more things. This can't be done in backwards order. If you're asking the superclass's constructor for help, you have to have super first. This, not okay. Doesn't work. Java doesn't like that. This, Java like. So, public paladin. Maybe I just want to take in like a string, cause, and an int for like heal. So we could do that one. I'm still going to call super. That works. And now I'm going to say like cause equals C and heal. Careful. Heal. How power? Afraid I can't let you do that, Dave. Heal power equals heal. Too much coffee. Typing afterwards. See, that works too. So, hey, superclass, I want to use your constructor. Then I'm going to set my cause. Then I'm going to do the heal power thing. That's cool. If I really wanted, I could set it right here. Like, I could say something like, oh, I guess my hit points are like 64, teacher's favorite number. And I could give them an attack power. So maybe 13. And I could give them a name like Taylor Swift. I gotta do it. Taylor Swift. She got like the Joan of Arc vibe going on. And then a weapon. So new weapon, whatever. I'll use the weapons default constructor. That works. So this works too. That's actually kind of cool, right? Hey, superclass, go use your cool superclass constructor, and then I'm going to fill in other qualities too. So that works equally well. Last but not least, fully parameterized. Public paladin, oh gosh, int h, int a, string S, M, sure, because I don't know. Weapon, W, string, C. I really should have done something shorter than this. And heel like the foot heel. All right, so I'm gonna just copy and paste. Wait, I don't need to copy and paste. Ha 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 ha! Thank you, inheritance. How you like that? Super. H A S. He has underscore W. And then cause equals C. And heal power equals heal. So that's actually really nice. I like this. The other caution though is order matters. So when I'm calling the superclass's constructor, what's that? It's an integer followed by an integer followed by a string followed by a weapon. Well, there better be a constructor that goes integer, integer, string, weapon, and I'm going to look up to make sure that it works. So integer, integer, string, weapon. Okay, those match. The order matters, the amount matters, so I'm okay to proceed. Otherwise, Java doesn't like it. Accessors and mutators and toString present but not shown. And by that, I mean for the cause and the heal power. I don't need an accessor and a mutator for get HP. I don't need a mutator for set weapon because I already have access to them. A paladin is a kind of fighter, therefore I have access to all the methods because that's the next part of it. Hey, if I wanted, I could have this accessor for attack power, the mutator for HP or whatever, the toString, that works for me. I guess I redefined the toString down below, or I could delete it, one of the two. Paladins have a take damage, paladins have an attack, fighter F. I could literally have paladin P equals new paladin, whatever, P dot attack, some kind of fighter, and that's going to work correctly and appropriately. That's actually really nice, right? That makes things easy. So I'm going to give it a special method here that a fighter class doesn't have. Method unique to paladinhood. It's not a real word, but it is now. I've got public void heal, and I'm going to heal a fighter. That's cool, right? I'm going to add to their health. So other dot add health. So let's assume that the fighter class is an add health method too, and I'm going to heal them according to my heal power. So what that means is the fighter can be healed by a paladin, and a paladin can even heal themselves, right? Because if a paladin is a kind of fighter, P dot heal P works because since a paladin is a kind of fighter, you can do anything a fighter can do in that sense. So the other question is, what if I want to kind of rewrite how a paladin fights? You know, a paladin can attack just like a fighter can, but maybe it wants to attack slightly different. So override is a thing. So public void attack, and I'm still going to give me the ability to attack another fighter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack a fighter like a normal fighter would, except that I'm going to apologize afterwards. So what I don't want to do, I don't want to say like this dot attack F, and it's going to, so you can't see me pointing at the screen, it's going to jump into this code. That would work. But since I want to use the superclass's attack method, I'm going to just say super dot attack F, and that does what it's supposed to do. And then I'm going to apologize. System.out.println, sorry. I could even heal them if I wanted, but, you know, what's the point of attacking that? So, super.attackF. Please note there are two differences in super. When a constructor, a super goes to the superclass's constructor and uses that one. This one is the default constructor for the fighter class. This is the parameterized constructor for the fighter class. This is also the parameterized constructor for the fighter class. So we're good, we're good, we're good. Super and then some parentheses. This one though, super dot, is a different story. Hey, go use the superclass's attack method and go do it like this. Right, so this attack method is different than this attack method. This attack method is the paladin's one, and it says go attack like a fighter, but then apologize. I don't even need this per se. I could just, hey, when I attack, I just apologize. But I kind of want to do some damage while I'm at it. So this works. The funny thing is, I could put in Paladin right there. And that makes, I can't attack another fighter. Or can I? ... Wait for inheritance notes, the sequel at some point. For now, I could only attack another Paladin as that goes. But I kind of like the capability before. Hey, I can attack any fighter I want. I'm going to attack just like a regular fighter would with this, and then I apologize afterwards. And then public void attack Paladin P system dot out dot println. Let's have a debate. So this is called overload. So there's a couple different vocab terms. Override is when a subclass says, hey, superclass, I like that method name. I like how you do it, but I'm going to kind of redefine it. So override, when a subclass kind of redefines, spell that correctly? Yeah. How a method name is called, implemented. Hey, I like how the method works, and I could use it inside, but I'm going to do it my own way. So a paladin can attack like a fighter, but at the same time, a paladin wants to attack like a paladin. So that's an override. Overload is like, hey, we've got methods that have the same exact name. The inputs are different. So before, I could attack another paladin, and it would work just like this. Now, though, when I attack another paladin, it works like this instead. You know, I could even have like int, ouch. Maybe I want to pull a punch, or something like that, and I could do some damage here. That works. Maybe I don't want to do my full damage. Maybe if we're sparring or something like that, I only want to attack another person for 1. So I could do that. That's an overload also. That's like saying, hey, your parameters are different, and Java knows which one you're talking about when the time comes. I'm kind of going to leave overload alone for now, because for now I want people to focus on how super's used. So you have to know in inheritance that you've got class structure, you've got public class fighter, and they've got all these qualities like normal. And then down below I've got this public class extends fighter, and they get everything a fighter has plus some more stuff. So they've got the constructors, they've got new variables, they've got constructors and new variables, same deal. They get access to all the accessors and the mutators and everything else like that. They've got stuff that they can do on their own that they couldn't do before. Like, hey, paladins can heal, but they can also attack like fighters, and they can kind of redefine it as they do that. And then there's one more set of notes that I think people should know, and that's kind of getting at that question of, well, if you can go from a superclass to a subclass, because you're looking for commonalities, can you work up the ladder instead? Is there some like ultimate class that everybody derives from? And the answer to that is yes, and I think you all know it. Right? When you make a brand new class in Eclipse, it says, do you want to include the methods inherited from object? Right? You automatically get a toString. You automatically get equals. So object is the ultimate, close enough, ultimate base class, aka superclass. So objects don't really have a lot going on. Like I said, they have a toString, and they have an equals. And when you do compare to, remember, when you do compare to, public int compare to, remember I said it had to be object something? That's because object is like anything is an object. So you can compare yourself to anything, and then we care about casting on the inside, but whatever. That's why object is the ultimate base class. Hey, a lot of stuff has object hood in common, right? Class stuff, and object kind of embodies that. So for now, for the lab, you need to know just a couple things. You need to know why we use inheritance, and you're looking for what's in common, and you stash them up top in the absolute uppermost class that you can. If you ever want to add things like other variables, that's cool. You can, just like you can add other methods that are brand new, that's cool too. When you use super in a constructor, it's got to be first. When you use super and you're not in a constructor, like an attack here, super doesn't have to be first. Like, this is okay, just to make that clear. In a constructor, super is first. But in methods, super dot can be wherever. So just be careful about that one too. We're going to talk in class about those 2 questions that were excluded from the part 1 and talk about like the one about dog and underdog and point and named point. We're going to reference back to that in a little bit too. For now, I'm going to stash this on YouTube, and then we're going to talk about the lab on Wednesday. So hope all is well. Harbinger out!